I guess because I'm not really happy doing what I'm doing right now. I feel like it's not what I'm supposed to be doing in life.
But what makes you think you'll be happy with a business if you can't be happy with where you are right now? Dean is from New Mexico. Dean, thank you for calling and thanks for holding. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse, what's up?
All is well, Dean. How you doing?
All is well, Jesse. All is well. I kind of wanted to ask you. I wanted to get your opinion on something. So basically, I'm working. I work a full time job and everything, but I'm not happy doing it. And I've always, since when I was in my early 20s, I've always tried to start a business. Even when I was living with my parents, I was always trying to start a business, and I would do it. And then I got $5,000 in debt, when I was 18, and it kind of messed me up for the next 10 years because it went negative on my checking account. But
How old are you now?
Right now, I'm 31.
Oh, okay. And so you have a job, but you're not happy with it, and you would like to have your own business, right?
Yeah, and I've tried multiple things, and so I don't. I feel like you're going to tell me that I should appreciate my job and everything right now, but I mean the fact is I'm just not happy doing it, and I really wanted to go into business, and do my own thing, and it just feels like there's this thing inside of me, in my gut, that just wants just to walk out of my job right now and go do that thing. But I just feel like, sometimes I'm not sure what I want to do because I always get different ideas of things I want to do, products I want to sell, and then, and then it kind of varies from day to day, but it's my inspiration. But right now I'm just kind of stuck in a rut and wanted to see get your opinion about it.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. How old are you, Dean?
31.
31. Okay. Dean, how will you appreciate a business that you don't have when you can't appreciate a job that you do have? What makes you think you're going to appreciate a business any better than you do a job right now?
I'm not. So I guess I just would, it would. I guess because I'm not really happy doing what I'm doing right now. I feel like it's not what I'm supposed to be doing in life.
But what makes you think you'll be happy with a business if you can't be happy with where you are right now?
I'm not sure. I haven't really thought about that, actually.
You should think about that because how are you going to be happy with the bird that you don't have when you can't appreciate the bird that you do have? A bird in the hand is better than two in the bush. And you don't appreciate
Right.
the one you have, you're not going to appreciate what you think that you want. And your unappreciation for what you have is being used against you by your father, the devil, to make you think if you had something else, you would be happy. In reality, the job you have or the business that you think you want is not the issue. That's not why you're unhappy. You're unhappy because you have not let your anger go and you're separated from the tree of life. That void that you have is for a return to the Father, but Satan is telling you that is if you get this job or that job, or if you only had your own business, if you only had money, if you only had this, then you'll be happy. That's not what's going to make you have peace. What's going to make you have peace is you got to forgive so you can reconnect with the light within you, which is of God. But you're
Okay.
listening to the lies in your head, and it's telling you that you need a physical thing to make you happy, when that is not the issue. Because mark my word, if you were lucky enough to get a job, a business going now, you would be as unhappy with the business as you are with the job, because that's not the issue. That's why the businesses that you have tried have failed, because that's not your issue. Your issue is you got to forgive and return to God.
Right. I've forgiven my mom, and I've forgiven people around me that I used to have a resentment for, but I haven't had the chance to forgive my dad because he lives in another country, and and I just don't want to.
You don't want to what?
What's that? It's just I want to do it. I don't really want to forgive him over the phone because I wanted to be in person, because I feel like doing it over the phone or in a letter is like the cowardly way out.
Well, letter is a cowardly way out, but if he's living in another country, can't you Skype or FaceTime with him?
Yeah, I suppose I could probably FaceTime or something like that with them. But I never thought about doing that, though.
Yeah, FaceTime with him or something and do it, get it over. And then you would be completed, and then you would appreciate what you have, and in that, God will open up what you want. And it'll be easy, it'll be amazing. But I used to have a janitorial service, right? And prior to that, I was into computers. I was doing medical transcribing and stuff like that. Fancy job, making good money. But I wanted my own business, and I didn't have the money to start up a transcribing business. I was a medical transcriber, and I didn't have the money to do it with. So I started a janitorial service because it took no money to do that, a little no money. But I had the same appreciation for the janitorial service that I had for the job that I had. I was grateful.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't believe I had a job. I was grateful to have a job. And I treated that job as though it was my business, my own business, even though I was working for someone else. And with that kind of attitude, it trickled down into my own business. And so I had the same gratefulness. I appreciated all things. You got to learn to do the same thing and not believe that what's missing is a different business or a different this. You need to return to the Father. You need to forgive.
If I can ask, how did you get the idea to go into business and into a janitorial business?
Because when I had I've always wanted to have a business. Even as a kid, I always said I have my own business. But when I was doing the medical transcribing, and I still wanted a business, and I wanted to start a medical transcribing company. But when I looked into it, I didn't have enough money to start that. And so I just looked around to see, is there something I can do without having a lot of money? And at that time, I realized that I could start, and I was in my 20s, I think. And I looked at the janitorial service, and I realized I could start a janitorial business without having a bunch of money. And so I went out, and I made up a name. I put the flyer on the cars in the parking lots and things like that. And when the people asked me for a bid, I would go and get them a bid and then get the deposit and rent the equipment. And then once I did the job, I got the full payment, and put it back into my company. And one thing led to another one.
I wanted to ask you one more question, but I hear the music coming on.
Will you hold for me?
Yeah, sure.
All right, hold on for me. I'll give you a chance. Dean out of New Mexico, he had one other question for me. He hated his job, and he think that he wanted a business and life would be better. But now I think he's understanding. Are you understanding that now, Dean?
Yeah, and kind of how you put it just made it sound kind of like just kind of funny, but
Beta.
It's not that I don't appreciate my job. I just don't like working with people who are like miserable, and I got some managers that like are like butches, and they try to be men and everything, and I hate taking orders from them. So it's like just working with people like that. I hate.
But that has nothing to do with you, Dean. You have to have peace in all situations because you are a man and you're the son of God. And then you have peace because you realize that they can't help themselves. So you have the right attitude. You can inspire some, but then God will open up a way for you to start your own business or whatever your heart desires. So it doesn't matter what situation you're in, you still should have the right attitude. Be grateful, have no anger, but you got to forgive so you won't have that. And have the right attitude. It'd be amazing. It would be amazing what happens for you.
So my last question was that
I know that you always bring up like how millennials have like some sort of like missing ingredient that doesn't that they lack, that makes them whole, or
Yes.
that makes them able to be able to go out and be successful. I mean, I don't know I'm making any excuses or anything like that.
Right.
That's the last thing I want to do.
Yeah.
But honestly, do you think that, me, because I'm a millennial, you think that, it has something with me not being able to like take risks, or, just go out and just take what just take what I want to do, just take what I want and like just do what I want to do. Do you think being a millennial, has something to do with that, or is it that just kind of silly just to say that?
That's worldly. Millennials haven't had good parents to raise them. And so because when they come into the earth, they have all these computers and things that are already there. So it's natural for them to learn that and pick it up. But their parents have failed them when it comes to morality, when it comes to being right and doing right. Their parents, their fathers and mothers have been no good. So the moral side of them is missing. And if you bring that back to order and join that along with the talent that you have, you would naturally do what's in front of you to do. You won't have to go out and just take it. You would naturally start a business. You would naturally run a business because you will have perfect love, and the perfect love would guide you in dealing with people and dealing with life and dealing with running a business. It would come naturally. Don't let the world tell you that you got to go out and just take it. You need to take a risk. In God's eyes, it's not about taking a risk. It's about being. You just want to be and do what's in front of you to do. You don't want to take a risk. You just want to do. Because in Him, there is no risk taking. It is being and doing without worry, without any stress. The stress on the outside will make you better, but it won't be on the inside of you. But you got to forgive your father and mother so you can naturally do what you need to do in life.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks, Jeffrey. Appreciate the advice. And
did you tell me, you're welcome, buddy, did you tell me you had gone and forgiven your mother?
Yeah, she was the first one I forgave.
What happened when you went to her?
I went to her. Before I went to her, I kind of like tried to get things together that I resented her for when I was a child. And I went to her with those things that I resented her the most for. And then I pulled her aside, and I just told her that, that I just wanted to forgive her for all the things that she did, because I have resentment for her. And then she started crying and everything. And I remember you telling me that, she starts crying, just let her cry because it's gonna happen and everything. And I felt like it was kind of fake too when she started crying. It wasn't like a real cry,
Absolutely. Women cry to control, to maintain the control. They're not crying because they have sorrow. They're crying because they want to control.
Yeah. So I did that, and then on the way home, I just felt instantly like liberated. Like I felt like something was lifted up off my shoulders. And
yes.
I just felt like a little kid, like just be able to be free again.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. But so when these women start crying, that's a way of manipulation. It's not real. And it's unfortunate that a lot of people fall for it in the courts and everywhere. Even when they lying on the man and they try to take his children away from him, the first thing they do once they get on trial, up in the witness seat, he beat me. He beat me. Oh, he verbally abused me. And they got it. Because if you're emotional, you start to emotionally identify with that. But if you're not emotional, you'll see that it's all fake.
So, I'm sorry, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I just wanted to ask that last question, but what you just said just kind of brought something up real quick. So you think, I know that, like, after I started forgiving, it's weird. I don't know how to say it, but I kind of like started losing, not like emotions, but like the emotional part of me started dying. Where like I would like stop being so passive aggressive.
Yes,
I would start being emotional. With just I don't know how to explain it, but like, I would not become numb. I'm not numb, but I just feel like I have more logical thinking, and I don't like when I see the people crying and and they feel sorry for people who are homeless and everything. I just don't have those emotions. Is that normal?
That's normal, because what's happening is God is taking your mother's identity out of you, which is a female identity. The mindset and emotion is being taken away from you. Your mind is being renewed, and now you're coming back to yourself. You're coming back to being as a child, which is as God, right? And you will operate from logic rather than emotions. And you avoided a lot of trouble and a lot of mistakes by returning to logic rather than emotion.
Right.
So no, that is totally, that's how you were before your mother traumatized you.
Yeah, I thought about that too. I was trying to think back to a time before I started, being the way I was, and it's impossible to do that. But I think it started to make sense now that children are just, that's how they are, naturally are,
Yes.
before they get screwed up.
Yeah, and you're gonna remember, because we all know the truth. It's just that when we are traumatized, we forget the truth, right? But once you start to overcome the trauma, all that's going to happen is that you're being reminded of what you already knew, and you knew it when you were a child. That's why the mother had to destroy that in order to control you, because you knew when she was wrong, you would call her on it and say no or whatever, right? And she had to traumatize you so that you could forget the right way and wake up to her wrong way. And that's how she controlled you.
Okay,
So
that makes sense then.
you already know. Did you go and forgive your father too, Dean?
Yeah, that's who I'm going to do. That's who
Oh,
I'm going
yeah.
to forgive next.
By Skype,
And,
right?
Yeah, I really want to go over there to where he lives, but I might have to do it by Skype because I just felt like there's something like just missing right now that
Yes.
I need to do, and that's what it feels like I need to do right now. That's missing in my life.
Yeah, it's not about the job. It's not about not having or having a business. It's about a reconnection to your earthly father. And if you don't love him, you can never be fulfilled. You won't have that perfect
Right.
peace so you can deal with life in the right way. Those are your issues, not the job.
Okay, well then I'll tell you what. I'm going to go forgive my dad, and then I'll give you a call back when I do, and I'll let you know how things are going in my life.
All right. I appreciate that, Dean. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you, Jesse.
All right. Have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye now. Amazing.